let's get to it. So here we go. And this is the light by Shinewee. And I think that this light should be an interesting little piece of kit. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And you can see the packaging here is, well, it's packaging. And we come in here and we have, I'll start with this first. I'm going to leave the best, as it were, for last. And I'm just going to start with this. And we can see we have what looks to be a, if I can get it out, whoop, what looks to be, and these are popping out. You see that? Oh, so you see that? We have one of these got loose. These are the little magnets. So this is a diffuser that the light comes with, and this of course allows you to very easily add a little diffusion. If you want a softer light, you can just literally stick this on the front of the light and you're ready to go. So we have that, and I'll set that aside. And we also get an Allen key, which is used to adjust the light. So I'll set that aside too. And I'll put the light here. We're going to get to that, so don't worry. A USB cable. This is a USB-C to USB, I guess that'd be USB-A. I'll set that aside. And then we have this little carrying pouch. And again, nothing super fancy, but not bad. I mean, it's nice they give you something to carry your light in. And then we have the usual manuals and whatnot. I'm not going to bother with those. I mean, this is, I think, a pretty simple light. So I'm going to put these in here. Whoops. Put all of this stuff in here. Well, apart from that, I'm going to leave out. And this, and this, and this. Put the box right there. I'll just set that out of the way. And back to the fun part, which is actually this. So this is the light. This is the Shinewee. I'll open this up. And the first thing I noticed with this light when I saw it online on Amazon's website is it's all metal. I mean, it's a nice construction. And instead of being maybe like a lot of these lights will have only like a couple of these grids, like it won't be a lot of LED elements in here. This one actually seems to have, as you can see, quite a few of these LED elements. And the other nice thing about this is if you look on the back, we have what looks to be some really pretty nicely finished controls. So we have the USB input, we have a nice metallic, and I think that may even be metal, power button. We have some logos here, and nothing offensive. The whole light seems to be metal. On the top we have an adjustment which can be used to adjust the modes of the light, and you can also push down. This is also a button that you can push down on. These don't actually look to be vents per se, but instead maybe they've done this to shave weight off the light, which, by the way, I don't mind. I think that's great. If you want to shave a few ounces, would it be ounces? Maybe less than that, off the weight of the light. I'm perfectly fine with that. So again, we can see here that we have a base which is actually a magnetic base. This allows you to stick this light to virtually anywhere, and you can angle it at different positions. And this is removable. That's the nice thing, that you can actually just unscrew this. And here you of course have your normal camera type hot shoe, which can be mounted to the top of your camera. It's also threaded with a 1/4-20 thread, so that you can mount this to, I would imagine, most tripods and other lighting accessories quite easily. I'm just going to screw that in so I don't lose it. Now, I will caution you on one thing. When I first got this light, this magnet actually came out. It was stuck somewhere in the box, and I was debating whether or not to send the whole thing back. So I had a hot glue gun. I just put a little squirt of glue, I stuck it back in, and it's good as new. Well, it is new, but it's good as ever, and seems to work quite nicely. So I'm gonna ding it for the fact that I think you have to ding it when you consider more or less that it did have, in a way, the quality wasn't great as far as this one this one component was not great, because granted it's just a little tiny piece, but I gotta ding it for that because really something didn't make it through QC, so I have to imagine that you lose points for something like that, and well, that's the world we live in. But I'm gonna qualify that with this. This light is only 65 bucks. And at 65 bucks for this light, considering the all metal build quality, I kind of think it's not a horrible deal. I mean, I look at this thing, you have the nice controls, you have a nice finish. It feels to me to be, well, fairly solid, fairly solidly constructed. I'm liking all of that. I like also, let me go here, I like also that they gave me this little, if I can get it right, this little diffuser, which just sticks on the front of the light. And when you do that, you essentially have a nice diffused soft light source, and it's small. The idea that they've made this thing very pocketable, or in the case that they did give you a pouch, very pouchable, is all a win as far as I'm concerned. So I'm liking that side of it. I'm going to turn this on, and you have a little, like I said, a little on-off switch right here. I'm going to push that. And as I push it, you notice that we have some writing here, so we can see the percentage of the light, that is how bright it is, and also the color temperature. And these settings are adjustable via this top mode dial up here. So if I were to move this dial as it is, you can see I'm actually lessening the output. And you can also see that up here there's a little number, and it actually is telling you the runtime for any given brightness setting, which I don't know that I've really seen that in many places before, but you can see as the brightness goes down, the runtime is increasing. Now, the nice thing about this light, what I really like about it, is it's actually putting out a decent amount of light. I'll move it back here. For what it is, it's actually usable. This is to me, and I'm going to turn this off so I don't ruin my lighting setup here. But from what I'm seeing, the output out of this little light is quite respectable. And if you take off the diffuser, well, you're amplifying that output that much more, because obviously it's not being diffused. I'd say overall, for the little time I've used this light, I'm going to say it's probably a buy. If you want a small light for on camera, this is probably going to be a good bet for you. And I would say you couldn't really go wrong for 65 bucks. That's all I got. I'll see you next time.